Director Leo's mother sent us
In-law.
What?
In-law.
Sorry, mother-in-law sent us this bag of Iowan potato chips.
Taters.
This was full yesterday. This is how much is left now. So if you would like to send us food, our address, I'm just joking. Roll the open.
Here we go. Have a seat. Save your energy. We have an hour.
I said if I was going to do TV, because I was never not going to be myself.
Where are the people who are a little bit different?
You're sitting next to one on the couch. Let's just say that.
Be yourself, but not too much of yourself.
Now, here's Jason.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the show. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Let us start with this. How much would you pay for a pineapple? $3, $4, everyone?
Okay.
Audience, don't be quiet now. $3, $4. Okay, yeah. I know you weren't quite a little bit ago. Anyway, Del Monte is now selling Ruby Glow pineapples in the U.S. As you can see, they have a reddish color on the outside. Other than that, it's just a normal pineapple. At first, they were only for sale in China, but now 5,000 of them are available in the U.S. No. The pricey pineapples are only available online. That's right, and it's like $4,000. That's right, no. $400. Actually $400 for those pineapples. Nobody in this audience is getting one for free. I'm going to tell you, nobody. Start the show, Leo. Here we go. $400 for one pineapple. One pineapple. Audience, say hello to Kendall Mark, everybody. Yeah.
Hello.
How you doing?
Excellent.
Good morning.
I would never pay $400 for a pineapple.
I wouldn't pay $400 for any fruit. You know what I mean? That's one.
Yeah, any of them.
One item? No. That's ridiculous.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
unless they were like at Buckingham Palace, they were like, here's an orange from the Queen's personal garden.
I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even do that. No. I need to answer a question that we have gotten. The show has gotten regarding this summer, I misspoke, as I tend to do. I know. So Susan emailed to say, quote, I'm going to die when you're not on over the summer. Now, I don't want her to die. Now, I record your show every day, and I look forward to watching it after work. Well, Susan, here's the deal. We're using your email, but we got quite a few of them because I said, and it's accurate, but it's not true.
What?
It's accurate, but it's not totally true. So,
okay.
We are I said that the season's over in May, like our 9th season's over in May.
We done, girl. We done.
But we're not done. It's just television seasons go from September to May. But because our bosses don't believe in days off, we are working right through. We are working right through the summer. We have a summer season. We're not going anywhere. Yeah. Yeah. I know, so I need to stop saying that. I want to scare people, but we're here. Other shows go into reruns, not us.
Nope.
Our bosses don't believe in that. I always joke that I could be bleeding out right now, and they would be like, well,
Is Kendall here?
Can we get a fill-in? Can an audience member host?
Yeah,
we can't. They hate putting on reruns. They would rather get like a mascot to sit here
Seriously.
than yeah. It's hysterical to me. But anyway, but no, we're not going anywhere. We have the summer season. We have some fun things planned, and then in September we start the 10th season. And we have a lot of fun stuff planned for that. We're getting a new set. Yeah, so a new, yeah. I can officially talk about that because the check was written. So, I mean, that's official, yeah. What? Was it?
Huh.
The check has been filled out. That's what I can say. I don't know if it's been sent, but the check has been filled out.
Nothing to put the pressure cooker on, like announcing it on television that it's happening.
Oh, they're used to that with me. It's fine. Yeah. Anyway, so we're not going anywhere. We'll have new shows all summer. Let's worry about today's show. Leo, activate the hot dish. Here we go. Let's do this. Woo. I have a new. Thank you. I have a new hot dish spoon receptacle sent to me by a woman yesterday in the audience. Very nice. Thank you. Well, let's get started. Getting your own sitcom is a dream for most actors, but not one legend. So here's the story. Bette Midler is talking about her failed CBS sitcom from the year 2000. Maybe a chunk of you are like, Bette had a sitcom? Anyway, Bette is not holding back. So in a new interview with David Duchovny, because guess what, everyone? He has a podcast too, just like everyone does. Bette calls the show her biggest mistake. She said she didn't understand the format and let others take the lead. Listen to this.
Well, I was kicked to the curb immediately, and I didn't know what to do about it. I mean, it was all the signs were there, but because I was so green, I didn't understand what my options were, what choices I could have made to improve my situation. I didn't know that I could have taken charge, that I could have asserted because I was so terrified of being branded, a grandstander again.
So the show only lasted 18 episodes. Bette was fired after criticizing the show on The Late Show with David Letterman. And if you're not following the math here, The Late Show with David Letterman was on CBS. So she was on CBS complaining about CBS, and somehow the bosses didn't like that.
Didn't take well to that. No.
I have never complained about the bosses on this show. I've never.
His nose just got so long.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That wasn't done, though. She also says she regrets not suing one of her co-stars, Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay played Bette's daughter in the pilot, but left the show after the pilot. Bette says she now realizes it wasn't right, and she should have sued her to keep her from leaving. Bette says she was thrilled, though, when the show was canceled. Yeah, she's like, get me out of here. Yeah, I'm done. A lot of, like Whoopi Goldberg tried a sitcom on CBS. A lot of big actors try. It's just a different art form.
Right.
Just because you're really great and you master this doesn't mean that you can necessarily master that. It's like when actors try to do talk shows.
Right.
It's there's a graveyard full of them, of shows.
Are you thinking of anyone specific?
Yeah, Tempest Bledsoe from the Cosby Show.
Oh, I don't even.
Tempest had a talk show.
Okay.
Yeah. Was it 2 seasons?
They got picked up?
That crap lasted 2 seasons?
Wow.
Oh, yeah, it was horrible. But there's a lot of people. My point is, just because you can act, doesn't mean that you can, do
I love that they
else.
fired her, though, when the show was called Bette. Like, it was literally her name, and they're like, you're done.
NBC fired 1 season. Tempest was only 1 season, yeah.
Okay.
NBC fired Valerie Harper from a show called Valerie. Yeah. Next up, the Tom Brady roast happened on Sunday night, but it's still making news days later. Folks are now watching the recorded version on Netflix, but they're not hearing one very talked about moment. This one.
Well, thank you. I know a lot lot of people make fun of your height.
Yeah. That moment right there. So as we told you earlier this week, thank goodness we saved the tape. Kim Kardashian was booed. You heard it when she took the stage. But the Netflix folks edited out the boos. So the new version cuts to a wide shot after she's introduced. It's like, let's go to a shot of the audience instead of the boos. I don't like that. I don't like that. Now hear me out here. Okay. I said this on Monday. I'm not a fan of Kim, but I don't think people should be booing.
No.
However, if Netflix is going to do live programming, do live programming. Right. Don't edit it out. That's what happened. That's what happened.
Do we know, like, for sure that was the only thing edited out, or if they were just editing things for time?
We don't know if anything else is edited.
I'm just
no,
curious.
It's a great question, but yeah. Anyway, Netflix, if you're going to do live shows, do live shows. Don't try to cover up for other, you know. Kim isn't bothered.
She don't care. She's rolling in her Benz.
I know we got to go, but let's be clear. Kim don't care. She's going to the bank. She's fine. Yeah.
She's fine.
One more roast follow-up. Comedian Nikki Glaser, who absolutely killed on the roast, was on Kimmel on Tuesday night and told a story about her mom meeting a few of the celebs that night. Watch.
Did your parents get to meet any of the celebrities?
Unfortunately, they did. My mom tied one off a little bit, and she was having fun. We ran into Tom Brady on the way out, actually. I was, you know, backstage going to my dressing room after the show, and I said, you know, a quick hello. And they're right behind me, and I'm thinking, they know the rules. Just keep walking. I'm like, sorry I exist, Tom. Like, I'm barely, like, you know, and run past. And then I just hear, I'm Nikki's mom. And like, she was more, like, he would be impressed by that. He's like, I just learned your daughter's name, and I'm going to forget it by the time I get to my car. My mom had a lot of those moments of just like, Kevin, you've got it. I think you're going to be big. And I go, he's never going to be big, but she goes, I've never seen him. And I go, all you watch is Dr. Phil and Below Deck. Kevin isn't on those things.
Yeah. But that's what moms do. They get excited. Nikki's new comedy special, by the way, hits Max this weekend. Lots more to come. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. Remember a few minutes ago when I said the Bette Midler story, that Bette Midler was fired because she complained about CBS on CBS? Yeah. Well, you know, the funniest thing just happened.
Oh, no.
I was just making a little joke. I joked about our bosses, who, by the way, our bosses here, they're lovely. They're humanitarian. Thank you.
Where are we going with this? Humanitarian?
Our president, Marion Mim Davy Kessler Carrington Colby. Is she up there?
No, that's Kate.
That's our HR woman up there. Eric, get a shot. Yeah, right there. That's our little window. That's our little belfry up there anyway. So no, the funniest thing happened. Anyway, we have a president. Her name is Marion Mim Davy Kessler Carrington Colby. And she's a humanitarian. She reads to the blind. She helps elderly people across the street.
I had no idea.
Well, I just made fun of her. I said that, you know, this place hates reruns. I could be bleeding out.
Yes.
And they would say, oh, can we get a fill-in, though?
Yeah.
And can someone get him to the doctor? And anyway.
Is Brad here? You can mop it up.
Well,
you know?
it turns out she was watching the show. She was watching the show.
Okay.
And she just sent me a lovely text that said, your vacation is canceled and you're fired. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
It's still called Jason, right?
But can I take the vacation before you fire me? Or how does that work? Yeah.
Is it paid?
Anyway, anyone who's single knows dating is hard. Did you hear Bumble? Speaking of that, Bumble changed it. It used to be Bumble changed the thing. It used to be on Bumble, only women could do the first message.
Yeah.
Now they just open it. Anyone can send a first message.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm not single, nor am I on Bumble. I'm just saying I heard that. Anyway, dating is hard, and that includes actor and comedian Tiffany Haddish. She was on the Late Show on Tuesday night and talked about her dating prerequisites. Watch.
check your credit score. You need to have an EIN.
You go for the FICO score?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm going to look at all that. I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that. If you don't want to share your, Credit Karma with me, I will find it. Don't worry. I want them to have an EIN number.
Employee identification number?
Yes,
okay,
yes. See, you know it. See, you already winning. You already winning. If you don't know what that is, I don't want nothing to do with you.
Right, all right. Would it be accurate for me to say that you don't want no scrubs?
I don't mind if he scrubs the kitchen floor and the bathtub. If he cleans, I don't mind it. I don't mind. I kind of like that. I like acts of service.
You have...
Acts of service. Yeah. Tiffany's new book about her life is in stores this week. Did you have any dating prerequisites, like before you met Jordan? Why are you smiling?
I mean, no, I think I was just more like they...
You're lying.
No.
I know you. Why are you... You had some criteria.
I did, but we're just like... No, we're not going to talk about it. No, no, okay, this because Jason's going to make fun of me when I say it. That's why we're not talking about it. It's not that dirty. It's not that dishy. Just like... That's what this show is, by the way. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, my big thing was like, I just didn't want a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leo, take camera 5. She aimed high, ladies and gentlemen.
God.
She aimed real high. That was your low bar.
I went on a
didn't
date
want
with
a drug
guy,
dealer.
and it came out later, and I was like, oh my God, no.
Yeah.
Like, and so that was my jokingly, like, first question.
I
Do you do drugs for a living?
Yeah.
No? Great. Let's go on a second date.
That's a great stepping off point. More Dish now. Monday night's Met Gala was the talk of late night on Tuesday. Kimmel poked fun at E! Entertainment's coverage of the red carpet, and specifically a word that E! couldn't stop saying.
This year, the hot new red carpet word is giving.
She is giving glamour. She's giving supermodel. She is giving movie star. She is giving fashion right there. She is giving like elegance, movie star, drama on the carpet. She is giving supermodel right now.
This is giving mother of the bride. She's giving silhouette, giving a beautiful body. She's giving nothing, just white.
It's giving me like evil Disney princess in the best way.
It's giving like Easter Sunday.
It's also giving like Queen of Hearts to me.
Yes.
It's kind of giving like Poison Ivy Couture.
She's giving fashion. She's giving fun. She's giving, major glam.
She's giving body.
She's giving body. The ponytail. Just gorgeous.
You're giving me a headache is what you're giving.
Absolutely. I can't even make fun because we all have those words that we repeat. Yeah, we have on-air tics. A woman emailed me one time, and I do say it, and I try to catch myself. When I'm talking and giving a point, I go, you know what I mean? I say that a lot. I'm trying to correct that, but that's a lot right there. That's a lot.
That's a lot of giving.
That's a lot of giving.
Very gracious.
Yeah.
It's very gracious.
And I can't say I've aged out. There's an expiration date for that term.
Yeah, that's very Gen Z.
It's very Gen Z.
Yes.
I'm down the alphabet. My gen is down the alphabet. Yeah. Tonight Show host Jimmy Fallon actually went to the gala and shared a table with actress Penelope Cruz. That's when she paid him a compliment wrapped in an insult. Watch.
So I'm just sitting there. I'm eating the dinner, and she goes, "What are you doing? What's your secret?" I go, "What?" She goes, "You look great." I go, "Are you talking to me?" Like, she goes, "What's your secret? You look fantastic." I go, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah. You're 56 years old?" I'm 49 years old. I'm like, 56 years old. I go, she goes, "Oh, sorry. I thought you said you're 56. I go, "No." But I thought it was a great compliment, but it turns out, no. I just look good for a 56-year-old man.
That's okay, though. It's okay, Jimmy. Yeah. Next, there are 3 of the most famous words in reality TV, and get ready to hear them again. That's right, Extreme Makeover. Extreme Makeover Home Edition is coming back to ABC. I know, it's like 2006 all over again. The Ty Pennington hosted show aired for 8 years on Sundays, building homes for deserving families. Now, the reboot will be hosted by the two women behind the popular lifestyle brand, The Home Edit. They're known for their organizing show on Netflix. I've never seen it. Reese Witherspoon is going to be the executive producer of the new version. Yeah. Here's what I hope. Look, the initial premise was great. I'm sure they hoped they helped some families. I had a relative that did plumbing on one of the houses. But here's what I hope that they fix. I hope they fix the fact that a lot of these families, they get these houses, and then their life is turmoil after it. They have bills to pay with it. They have the taxes to pay for it. And then some of these houses are built like in 4 hours. And then the crew leaves and the house falls apart. I mean, just like a house of cards. So I hope they fix all of that nonsense, because now in 2024 with the internet, well, the internet was wrong back then, but I'm talking like social media, you can't get away with that crap. Your reputation, that show will go down the crapper if you do that type of stuff. So well, Reese wouldn't do this if it wasn't, come on.
I don't think so.
I believe in Reese Witherspoon.
I do too. And they made like just these massive houses. And like, I get it, that's fun for TV, but we don't really need that anymore. It'd be nice to have something that, to your point, like fits the family.
We don't need McMansions for all these poor people, because they actually have to maintain these houses. Next in the dish, something new from Kate Hudson. She's promoting her first ever album and stopped by the house. Yeah, she can sing. And let me tell you, she could really sing. And she stopped by Howard Stern on Tuesday. Kate talked about growing up with famous parents and her first meeting with Madonna.
One of your big influences, you say, Madonna.
I mean.
How old are you around that time when you first start hearing Madonna?
Like 5.
Does your mom bring you to a concert? Do you meet Madonna because you do have it? No, you never met her.
You know when I met Madonna? When she was with Warren Beatty and I was a little girl. She actually called the house and Oliver answered the phone one time because Warren was at the house.
Right.
And we were just frozen. It was like, Oliver was like, it's Madonna.
Oh, that's right. Now you're right. And your life is so rich because Warren was in Shampoo with your mom.
They're so close.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but Madonna was my hero. I mean, oh my God. I mean, I think she was every young girl's hero.
Is it?
She was this little gay boy's hero too, yeah.
All of us.
That was, that was my first, I always say that concert that she's talking about, the Warren Beatty era of Madonna, that was my very first concert, the Blonde Ambition tour.
Blonde Ambition.
That was the Cone, it's the Cone Boobies era, yeah.
Oh, so that's how I know it.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Besides Madonna, Lenny Kravitz is also a big influence. He even taught Kate how to play the guitar. Which is, look, most of us have to go to Guitar Center, you know what I mean? Or, we're Uncle Lenny or Uncle David teaches us. Lenny Kravitz taught her to play the guitar. Anyway, Howard. Kate is known for throwing really good parties. Howard asked about that. Watch this.
Kate, who throws the best parties in L.A.? Like, who's the person that you do? You throw parties?
I throw the best parties.
Why do you? How do you? What is define a good party?
I don't let people bring in their phones.
Really?
No phones. No, and it's like a really strict thing. I'm like, I can't stand the phone.
How does one get on the invite list at one of your parties? In other words, you got to have some juice, right?
Well, I think also it's about a real mix of people. And you've got to have the people that are going to like go nuts, that are going to be the ones that people are going to go home and talk about the next day.
Is that why I'm never invited to these types of parties? You sit down with the list and you go, well, who will I put Howard with? And you realize no one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but leave Howard alone. Don't invite him to stuff. He doesn't want to go. People invite him. He doesn't like to leave his house. Leave Howard alone.
But you can invite us. If you need average, normal, everyday Minnesotan people, we'll come to your party.
Can I tell you? Yeah. I want to be invited to one of Courtney Cox's parties because she throws like Sunday night dinners. I want to go. Yeah. Kate says her mom, Goldie Hawn, and her partner, Kurt Russell, are the most fun people at any party. And I can believe that. Chef Justin Sutherland and a special guest and more when we come back. Back in a moment. He's one of the coolest chefs I know, coming up in just a little bit. Chef Justin Sutherland will be back in the Jason Show kitchen making lasagna for a very specific reason. You'll see. And then my conversation with Colin Farrell about his new show, Sugar. That and more when we come back. Welcome back. Well, it is a modern take on a neo-noir mystery. Sugar is a new series on Apple TV Plus, starring Oscar nominee, one of my faves, Colin Farrell. He is a private detective, John Sugar, who investigates the disappearance of a Hollywood producer's granddaughter. Well, earlier this week, I had the chance to interview Colin about the show. A big O twist in that show that's been making a lot of headlines, and the overall state of streaming and movies. Take a look.
I usually hate bland questions like, what did you think of the script when you first read it? But you know why I'm asking. When I thought about the show and the twists and the way it goes, I really did wonder to myself, you reading as many scripts as you have in your life, when you read this, the treatment, what was your thought?
The first thing, Jason, that drew me to it, honestly, was that it was shooting in LA. That was a huge thing for me, genuinely, you know, and you've heard it before about cities and locations being a prominent character in a story. It very much is true in this case that LA was a character in this piece, and I just wanted to be home with family and friends because I'm used to traveling so much with work. No complaints, but that's the way it's been. So that was, but then when I read the script, honestly, it was a genre that I've really enjoyed through the years. Going back to, you know, Mitchum films and Bogey films and stuff, you know, the world of noir, the world of the private detective, but it was singular and unique in that the character at its center had this, he wasn't cynical and he wasn't jaded and he wasn't embittered by all the ugliness that he'd seen in the world. He had this kind of optimism, this belief in the fundamental decency of human beings. And then there was the big twist that happened at the end of episode 6. I loved the script, and I thought the character had an innocence and was something that I hadn't really explored in this way before, you know. That's always what I'm looking for, something that's different, that's new for me, you know.
Well, and when you're constructing it in your head, Colin, when you're wrapping your head around a character, but let's just focus on this one. Do you take in mind, do you put in your mind the twist, or do you construct him separately?
Within the world, being a subject of the world, of the story, of the beautiful thing, narrative contrivances and the character is designed, you're not thinking of it as twist. You have to honor the big picture. You're only there as a character to serve the story. I mean, that's your fundamental thing. You're not there to be a lead. You're not there to be supporting. You're there to be one spoke, etc., etc. But having said that, the twist just offered up for me more questions, which gave me an opportunity then to go into the character and ask, okay, what is his modus operandi? What is his intention? What is his purpose? What is the meaning of his existence as seen through what the audience will call a twist, but what Sugar just sees as his reality? So it's not a twist for him, it's just his fundamental reality.
You know, we're in this era now, Apple TV Plus, Netflix, where as an actor, I would imagine that though movies are great, the structure of the 2 hours or in 3 hours to tell a story, to explore a character. But my goodness, I often ask this of actors now, the era of wonderful television, I bet as an actor is glorious for you because you don't just have 2 hours, you have 6, 7 hours to explore a singular character. Am I wrong on that? Is it just a great time for these projects?
It is. It's a great time for writers. It's a great time for actors because there's so much output. There's so much material now, and I still fundamentally think there's nothing better than the communal experience of a bunch of strangers sitting in a dark room together.
I'm with you.
I just love it so much, man. And it's the first kind of aspect of love around the art of visual storytelling that I remember as being in the, I don't know, I remember it, but I don't remember the name. It was either the Adelphi or the Savoy Cinema in Dublin. I'm watching E.T. when I was 4 or 5 or 6. And ever since then, just being, as I said, in that kind of, you know, chapel almost of shared experience watching a film with it. But yeah, it's a great time for actors and writers. There's so many outlets and there's so much material now, and it's a good time for storytellers. And I did this thing Penguin as well, as which was streaming as well, and that was, you know, we got to shoot for 6 months, and it's 8 hours of television. You really do get to get under the hood of characters, and you do in film as well, of course. You know, we have 100 years of cinema where we've understood complex characters, but there's room for it all, you know. I just want cinema to stay alive.
Colin, I think it's even more important now because we don't have that many more communal experiences. Everybody is so fragmented, and the way everyone's on their little screens. I think movie houses are even more important now.
I think so too, man. I agree, absolutely. I think it's just such a lovely, innocent and communal way to share in the importance of both entertainment and also like having that little mirror cast back to us every now and then.
That's right. I love him. Saving Mr. Banks is one of his most underestimated roles. A great movie, Saving Mr. Banks, if you haven't seen it. You can stream episodes of Sugar and get ready for that episode 6. That's all I'm going to say on Apple TV+. We'll be back. Stay with us. Back after this. I know. Delish. Welcome back. This is a first. You'll see why. It's the food of choice for one very, very famous fictional cat. I prefer to think he's real. In the early days of the Garfield comics, lasagna was his favorite food, and that is still true today. The famous cynical cat makes his way to the big screen in a new animated film. You're looking at it. The trailer looked really good, by the way, called The Garfield Movie, coming to theaters Memorial Day weekend. Why am I bringing this up? You'll see for a minute in just a second, because joining us with his recipe for lasagna, give it up for Chef Justin Sutherland, everyone. Hi, buddy. You've done a lot of television, my friend. Have you ever done television when you're competing for attention with a cat?
First time for everything. First time.
Yeah, because Garfield is in the audience right now. There he is. That's right. There's Garfield.
Love it.
And buddy, let me tell you, in 9 seasons, this is the first time I've ever had a cat in a cooking segment. I mean, you know, and I thought we've done it all. So, okay, this is your recipe.
It is.
Okay, because I got to tell you, when I heard you have a lasagna recipe, I got excited. So, what do we have?
I mean, like Garfield, lasagna is actually my favorite of the Italian foods, hands down. Absolutely.
Okay, let's switch places. Let me get out of your way. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, first thing, you want to start with a good tomato sauce, pasta sauce marinara.
Yeah.
You can make it, but there's so many great brands out there. I love to use this Cicchino's pasta sauce. It's a local pizza shop in Minneapolis. Oh. Fantastic. They have it at a bunch of local stores. So why make it yourself when they've already perfected it?
Yeah, if you're watching this from around the country, they'll send it to you. I'm sure they'll take care of it. So you start at the bottom?
Yeah, the other thing I like to do is not pre-boil the noodles. I think back in the day, everybody used to cook the noodles, then layer them. They just get so gummy and overcooked. So start with some raw pasta sheets and put some sauce down on the bottom.
Okay.
That way the liquid from that sauce will help cook these noodles, and you'll still have a little al dente to your pasta.
Okay. Yeah, because that's the worst thing. I don't want it to be overly gooey.
Right. And then we do a nice mixture of ground pork and a spicy Italian sausage.
Okay.
We'll layer that meat on.
The audience is oohing the sausage, Justin. That's a good sign. That's right, yeah.
Love it. Then we'll hit that with a little bit more of that sauce.
Okay.
Pour it right on.
Garfield, how's he doing so far? He's doing okay?
I mean, you're the biggest critic here, Garfield.
There we go, yeah.
Where's Odie at, though?
Right? I know, Garfield. Garfield, could the studio not afford a ticket for Odie? I mean, come on, yeah.
I would have flown him in.
Yeah.
All right, then we do a mixture of 3 cheeses. I've got ricotta, Parmesan.
Okay.
And a little bit of mozzarella.
Oh.
We've mixed that with some fresh oregano, fresh basil, fresh parsley, and a little bit more garlic and some crushed red pepper.
Again, a low-fat dish, right, Justin?
Exactly.
Very low-fat dish.
I like to do mine with the biggest layer of cheese in the middle. So that middle layer, I'm not going to do any sauce. I do just that cheese mixture.
Okay.
Press that down, and then it's just rinse and repeat. We're going to hit it with more of the meat.
So no sauce in the middle?
No, just a nice, thick, cheesy layer in the middle. Then we'll sauce up the top and the bottom.
Garfield, do you approve of that?
What do we think?
You approve? Okay, I was just making sure. Okay, there we go.
And then more sauce. Sauce that all the way up.
Oh, God. I'm feeling this one right
that?
here. All I want to do, all I'm thinking of is lunch right here.
Another layer of pasta.
Okay.
And we're just going to load the top with more mozzarella, more Parmesan.
I always think whenever I think of lasagna, my Aunt Pat is married to like a real 100% Italian man, my Uncle Phil. And she learned how to do Italian from her in-laws. And when I think of her because she makes just like the most amazing lasagna ever. It's an art, man. It's
so
an
good.
art. Yeah, it's so good.
So good. And that's it. We wrap that with foil and put a top on it, 350 for about 45, 55 minutes.
Okay.
Top off. Put that broiler on now.
Oh, look at Garfield.
We got something for you, buddy.
Come on up. Bring Garfield up here. Come on, Garfield. Give it up for Garfield. Come on. Wow. You were like me and Kendall running over here for food. Okay.
So my favorite part of those dark, crispy little, crispy cheese edges around there.
Garfield, do you mind if I go first? Can I go first? I'm sorry. I'll give you some of the commercial. Anyway, Justin is sticking around for more after the break. The Garfield movie, by the way, comes out on May 24th. More when we come back. Back in a moment. Man, this was good. Welcome back. I mean, come on. More with my buddy Justin Sutherland. This is what I love. You won an Emmy. Do you just walk around with that now? I mean,
absolutely. I'm gonna get a big chain like Flavor Flav and wear it around my neck.
If you see Justin around, he'll have this around his neck. He'll be walking around. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell the folks what you got that for.
Yeah, won Best Culinary Host for our show, Taste the Culture, that we got to do. Thank you. I mean, it was wild up against Guy Fieri, Andrew Zimmern, I mean, all the big hitters, so it's pretty cool.
I gotta tell you, when I saw the post, I think I saw your Instagram post, I was so proud of you, and I was so, because not that I didn't have faith, but you just said you were up against heavy hitters. So, I mean, truly, when I want you to take me to the moment when your name was called, there's nothing else like it. What was that like for you, or when you found out?
It was absolutely wild. I mean, I had no expectation of winning. I went. Yeah. We were the last award called. So,
really?
You know, and there's free wine on the table, so we're just putting wine back. And all of a sudden, they called my name, and I mean, I didn't prepare a speech. I was like, I'm just here to walk the red carpet and shake hands with the real famous people. So I was pretty amazed.
Tell the folks, you're doing so much. I was just at. Justin has a concept when you fly in to come to the show, a concept at MSP at our airport, Northern Soul. It's also where there's one more, right, Justin?
Yeah, we had one up north at Grandview Lodge.
Perfect.
We've got actually 3 more coming up around the city. So
let me tell the folks. Tell the folks what the concept is of Northern Soul. If they haven't been there.
Yeah, Northern Soul. It's the title of my cookbook, and then it's it's kind of an umbrella for the southern restaurants we do. We have Northern Soul Fried Chicken in the airport that focuses more on the fried chicken sandwich side. Northern Soul Smokehouse that's more barbecue. Northern Soul Southern Kitchen that's more soul food. So
it's. Folks, let me tell you, if I like something, I will say it, and I'll say it over and over again. I did a tour of MSP, because full disclosure, I do stuff for him on the radio show. But I was doing this tour, and they're like, would you like to go to Justin Sutherland's place? And I said, well, I got to tell you, I'm friends with Justin, but I've had his food, but sure, I'll not turn down a chicken sandwich. So I went in there, and I texted Justin, and I said, I'm not just blowing smoke. It's one of the best chicken sandwiches I've had. It's really good, man. It really is. It was so good. They gave me the full sandwich, and the woman, and I'm eating the whole thing, and the woman at the airport goes, Jason, we have like 10 other restaurants that want to see you. And I go, oh, I think I'm good just here. I'll get to the other restaurants later. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next subject, you've done a lot of, well, saving the anniversary to last, you've done a lot of TV. What do you think of Top Shelf being in Wisconsin?
I mean, I love it. I wish it was in Minneapolis, but I mean, I love it. It gets just any light shown on the Midwest and what we're doing out here. Yeah, pretty phenomenal.
Okay, I ask you a version of this sometimes when you're here.
Right.
Do you think as the years go on, you and Kim, Andrew, Gavin, all of the people that are here that we're lucky to have in the area, do you think our prominence, our place in the foodie universe being the Twin Cities, do you see it growing? Do you see when you talk to people from the coasts, do they respect us a little bit more?
It's getting there. I mean, I think we have one of the best food scenes around the country.
We do.
I travel everywhere, and we are definitely up there. Are we getting the due credit yet? That's okay. But you know what? Also, it's kind of our little secret. We don't need everybody.
We don't need the attention.
In New York. We don't need everybody over here.
And finally, right, Garfield? We don't need them. That's right, yeah. Finally, and happy anniversary. Your other concept, Biggie, 1 year anniversary?
1 year anniversary today, yeah.
That's right. Where can people find that?
Yes, Biggie's up on Grand Avenue, right next to the Grand Old Creamery. We specialize in egg sandwiches, but it's not just breakfast sandwiches. I mean, egg sandwiches throughout the entire day, all named after some of my favorite songs, favorite artists, musicians, so it's a really fun concept.
Justin was here months ago making one of these things, and we had a staff member pass out. It was so good. Just ate it and just And you have something for one member of the audience?
We do. We are giving away a $50 gift card.
There we go.
So,
yeah.
If you were in the audience today, and you can go on Instagram and go to the Eat Big E account and tag Jason's show and say you're at the Jason show, we will pick a winner here on Friday and get somebody a $50 gift certificate.
There we go. Give it up for Justin Sutherland, everybody. For more information on his restaurants and projects, follow him on social media. Just look up Chef Justin Sutherland. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everybody. Go see Garfield. Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate
Love you. Welcome back, everybody. It is time to meet our first JVIP of the week, shall we?
Yes.
Thank you. It's Laura Mason from Oakdale, Minnesota. She says her life as a nurse. She's a great nurse, and she said the Jason Show brings her some sunshine. I appreciate that, Laura, and thank you to the good work you do, man. I respect nurses so much. She's entered to win the monthly grand prize. That includes being a VIP guest in our audience, a $150 gift card to Becker Furniture, and a $250 gift certificate to Renew Med Spa. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. Back. Out of the bazillion years I've been doing TV, a bazillion. The Garfield thing reminds me. We had some sort of event where there was a movie, and I don't even remember what the mascot was, but the PR person came up to me and they said, okay, we have this person, and then we're going to have you interview the mascot. And I thought,
but they don't talk.
Interview, they don't talk.
Yeah.
How am I going to interview the mascot?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, you know, act like they're talking. And I go, what? You know it's television.
Use your interview skills,
I'm
Jason.
Look, I don't. I have one marketable skill, and that's barely this. And I can do this. Like I can interview people. I can bring a show from the beginning to the end. But even I was thinking to myself, how am I going to interview? I think it was like a woodpecker or something. It was a giant. It was some sort of giant animal. And I go up to the thing, and I'm like, well, I'm going to do this. And I'm like, so are you excited to be here? So I'm asking yes or no because I thought the whole animal could, go like that. They didn't even do that. So I had a no mascot rule until today. I mean, but I just, oh my
Garfield
goodness.
was allowed.
Garfield was allowed because that's Garfield.
Like, I want to see that. So does that live somewhere in this building? Because I feel like we should whip it back out.
Garfield?
No, your interview with the mascot.
Oh, it's somewhere in here. I mean, believe me, there have been, yeah. Jeff will get it, find it for the right amount of money. He'll find it, yeah, absolutely.
All right, people, we're pooling money.
Right. Hey, tomorrow on the show, I always joke that influencers drive me crazy, but she is one that I love. Molly McAwesome returns with travel tips and tricks for various theme parks in Florida, plus a special Mother's Day performance from, are you ready for this?
Yes.
Aaron Schwab, our audience coordinator, and her daughter Sophie. I love it. That's going to do it for us right now. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.